and we're talking about sexism, racism, homophobia, slavery, colonialism, intolerance, and bigotry. If that is the case, the church desperately needs a postmodern introspection. And sarcasm should not be regarded as mere cynicism. With all earnestness, I want us to think about why postmodernism is always demonized as a moral panic and as the foremost enemy of religion. I do not suggest that postmodernism is flawless, neutral, or innocent. But I do not think, as an ideology, postmodernism is any more dangerous than communism, fascism, authoritarianism, fundamentalism, terrorism, capitalism, or even religion itself. I fear that we are merely setting up postmodernism as a boogeyman, a convenient other to the virtuous self, to camouflage the demons that religious institutions do not wish to confront, namely the patriarchal power and control. As such, the disapproval of certain expressions of gender and sexuality by religious institutions more often has to do with power than morality, religious traditions, scripture, and truth. I know I'm touching a very sensitive area here, so I think I should just leave it there for now. And I'm going to go to my final point in the postmodern road, but not of it. The Bible presents a great challenge and paradox to all that we should be living in the world and not of it. The papers presented in the third sessions by Ustad Alfian and Reverend Malcolm Tan last year point to some of the ways in which we can teach about religious tradition and authority to the youth in the ever-changing postmodern world of today. I agree with many of the innovative suggestions to be in but not to be off the postmodern world. The key to understand how religion can engage with the postmodern world, the key is to understand how religion can engage with the postmodern world but not to conform to the slippery slope of relativism and nihilism. While religion and conventional interpretation of tradition and authority need to change with time and need to be relevant to the current context, I do not suggest a wholesale adaptation of religion to contemporary taste willy-nilly. A 19th century Anglican dean, William Ingle, once said, "Whoever marries the spirit of his age will find himself a widower in the next." Now, I do, however, think it is essential for religious people to engage in emerging religious questions in order to reform, renew, and reimagine ancient traditions in a way that can make sense to contemporary congregation. And I think Ustaz Hanan and Reverend Malcolm Tan has done a fabulous job just now in this regard. University of California professor Diana Butler-Bass, in her book Christianity After Religion, published in 2012, argues that religious affiliation has plummeted across Christian denominations in the US. But the interest in spirituality has been on the rise. It explores why Americans increasingly prefer to be spiritual but not religious. Nevertheless, she argues that no matter how fractious, wounded, gruesome, hypocritical, or potentially destructive it can be, religion still makes a difference, especially in the lives of the disadvantaged, oppressed, and the poor. What the world needs is better religion. New forms of old faiths. Religion reborn on the basis of deep spiritual connection. We need religion imbued with the spirit of shared humanity and hope, not religions that divide and further fracture the future. The word religion is a very modern concept, which has a Latin root, religio. Christian writers began using the word religion more frequently during the 17th and 18th century to signify a system of ideas or beliefs about God. In modern times, religion becomes indistinguishable from systematizing ideas about God, religious institutions, and human beings. It categorizes, organizes, objectifies, and divides people into exclusive worlds of rights versus wrong, true versus false, us versus them. Now, unlike the word religion, Harvard Professor Wilfred Cantwell Smith informs us that the original meaning of religio did not mean a system of belief, but of faith, living subjective experience, including love, veneration, devotion, awe, worship, transcendence, trust, a way of life, and an attitude towards the divine or nature, or a particular way of seeing and feeling the world. Accordingly, he argues the original meaning of religio was that awe that man felt in the presence of an uncanny and dreadful power of the unknown. That religio is something within man's heart. Diana Bass argues that the only thing that needs to end is the modern Western definition of religion. She maintains that it is in fact already ending. For a generation or more people in the West have been reaching religion, only they call it spirituality. People realize that the modern conceptualization of religion as an ideology or an institution is unsatisfactory, and they are searching for something new. In fact, that something new is actually something quite old, namely faith, religion, the profound personal response to the terror and splendor of the living concern of God. Religion is never satisfied with all answers, qualified dogmas, institutionalized practices, or invested power. Religion invites people to experience God, to return to the basic questions of believing, behaving, and belonging, and explore each new with an open heart. And this is reflected in Ustaz Hanan's presentation earlier, where he stresses the importance for us to recognize such emerging new spirituality. Finally, to be in the postmodern world, but not of it, we should not totally accept religious traditions and authority uncritically, neither should we outrightly reject postmodernism without considering its merits. The key is to chart the path between the rocks of fundamentalism and relativism, to negotiate our religious and authority traditions and authority with the postmodern condition. In the book, What is Truth Beyond Postmodernism and Fundamentalism, theologian Peter Vadi argues that truth is not with those who assert they have it, but perhaps it is with those who do not know, but passionately seek a conspicuous understanding of what it is to be human, and who then try to faithfully live this out. According to Vadi, truth is always an approximation. We may never know the whole story, but this does not mean that we may not have the part of the story. Truth is something that will not be derived easily, but only through struggle, by searching, and by willingness to be open to alternatives. And this resonates with Reverend Malcolm Khan's paper just now. And besides Dr. Pei, who argues that absolute truth is not humanly possible, as only the mighty can possess absolute truth. And Dr. Hanan also encourages us to move beyond arriving and learning, which is a comfortable position for those who think they have already arrived to the destination of truth. Dr. Ustaz Hanan challenges us to move towards experimenting and seeking, a position that reflects humility and a continuing journey of searching. Conclusion. On my own journey of faith as a Christian, I come to realize that by engaging in interfaith dialogue, by seeing other as a fellow human being, by loving them as my neighbor, I have deepened my own faith and am closer to religio. To be self-reflexive and to critically examine one's own faith position, including its religious tradition and authority, one does not necessarily lose faith or venture into the treacherous waters of relativism. On the contrary, through all these processes, and by focusing on what is not said, and what has not been said, and what has not been interpreted by theology, one is able to rediscover the religio, in essence faith. Modernism attempts to give answers to all questions, while postmodernism endeavors to question all answers. The key to experiencing religio in a postmodern world is not to shun or to condemn it, but to engage and live in it, though not of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hun. There shall be no comment. But of course, I will later invite the panelists, Christian and Muslim side, to give some response if they want to later on during the Q&A, or use it together with relevant questions that emerge from the audience. Right, we come to the Q&A segment. But before we proceed, there's several house rules. The Q&A segment is not for media coverage. And if you do want to block tweet or write about this, and if there is a necessity to quote from any of the panelists here, I do ask you to please approach them first and seek their permission before you quote them. Yeah. Also, once you take the mic, please do introduce yourself and also tell us where you're from or your affiliation. And I seek you to put your questions in a concise and brief manner and confine to the topic today, which is on religious tradition and authority in a postmodern world. Although I acknowledge that it's a very broad topic that you can cover from religious tradition to authority to postmodern, or anything else can fall under the term world. But do take the presentations earlier this morning into consideration when you pose your questions. And any of the panelists have the right to either respond or to remain silent on the questions. And it's not just questions, we will also appreciate comments from the audience in a concise and brief manner. Right, I will open the floor now to questions. Please raise your hand and the microphone will come to you. Is there anyone who wants to seek clarifications from this morning's paper or perhaps pose some comments? Yes, the young group. It would be helpful also if you can address it to any one of the panelists by name.
So when I was working here in Singapore years ago, I always found there was silence and what's that? I worked in Singapore for about 18 years teaching here, and then I've been backwards and forwards as a very guest on museum now, and also secretary now of the Federation of Islamic Associations of New Zealand. Really, a couple of things that Malcolm Towns said, which resonated. When he began, he spoke respectfully of what he saw as, and I think he saw it was, a robust confidence in the own teaching. But that robust confidence was delivered in a respectful fashion and so on. He said also that to allow, again, I may not have your words exactly correct, but he said to allow tolerance and overweight on truth is shallow, and then amongst other things spoke about some of the big questions that come up with these, for example, Christian moral doctrine and sexual matters, and also these definitions of marriage, which is something that I'm very concerned about. The phrase that came about in the world, in the postmodern world and out of the world, I remember the Islamic teaching that says something like the Islam began as something strange and will end as something strange. So give glad tidings to the strangers. I found myself in a Jewish tradition last night being Orchard Road on a Friday night, which is not a place I particularly belong to. People arriving in outrageously powerful cars and a 50-minute I very strongly that I could do strongly. I just want to comment to is this, that the confidence, and you spoke about the robust confidence, I wonder whether there needs to be much more of a robust confidence in people of faith to deal with some of the issues that face us. New Zealand now, we're going through another one of these same Western preoccupations, we call ourselves the Western community, but in the South Pacific, where the legislation has been brought in to have same-sex marriage. And everybody who is opposed to it is a bigot, is a reactionary, is a homophobe. And in our submission to the parliamentary negotiation, one of the points we made was not to talk about you'll all be banned, or will have, you know, but rather to invite people to look seriously at the propositions they are making and to ask them to look at the deeper questions that these ought to confront. For Muslims, for example, we have talked about the fundamental difference and the complementariness of men and women, whether we come together as elements of one another and then we come to a completeness through a difference. That difference is the profound blessing, and the difference of talking about people, not simply to talk about men who marry men. We have crazy cases now in the world of lesbian couples having a child through a male sort of volunteer. The lesbian couple then breaks up, this was reported in one paper, and the woman who is giving birth to the child then takes on a new partner. But the male involved in this strange process can have no say in it and can't be allowed access to the child. And the dumped lesbian partner then wants to be included in the certificate so the child has three mothers and no father. So when we came to really, to an education for people of faith, to have people of faith, and to approach issues by constructing positive structures, and not necessarily always to simply reacting and firefighting, and to really create our own platforms for dealing with issues. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have the second question. We'll take a round of 3 questions before any of the panelists answer. Can I have the second one? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Ali Rali, and I'm a member of the Interreligious Organization. Now, allow me to just make a very short comment, and then I'll ask my question. Firstly, I would like to extend my warm congratulations to the organizers for this excellent conference. And I believe that it's only made possible first because of friendship and goodwill between people. And that is between the president of Musa and I believe Mr. John Cho. So through this friendship, there was trust that was built, and when there was goodwill all around, we are able to do this kind of activities. Now, I thoroughly appreciated listening to all the speakers, and my eyes have been opened and I'm very enlightened today. And the thing that I will carry on with me, firstly, is about truth that was mentioned by the first speaker, is a personal truth. And it can be personified, and which you can follow, which is very good. And the second point that was made, I think, by Ustaz Alan, I believe, is how imperative it is to have respect when we are engaged in interfaith and intercultural interactions. So, yes, we need to agree respectfully, and we have to part ways, as one of the speakers said, we also part our ways respectfully. And I think I believe you said that. That's wonderful. The only concern that I have, where a person's belief is so strong that it also creates a danger to the lives of other people. Because his belief is such that, mine is the only right way, and I believe under the interpretation of this religion, I have a right to eliminate you from this world. So I think for such beliefs, we cannot simply say we respectfully disagree. For the sake of civilization, we have to do something about it. And I think that is also a challenge in the postmodern world that we are facing. And with new media such as internet, YouTube, email, whatnot, the messages can be spread very fast. I don't want this to be turned into a topic of the dangers of radicalization or self-radicalization, but I think this is something that I hope some of the distinguished members of the panel can also touch upon in their responses. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had several points to speak on. I think the second is where the speakers were talking about these videos of where the youth are always questioning authority, and then suddenly they open the question that nobody asked any questions. But I think that it shows the importance of social context where the issue of questioning authority, the issue of is not just about young or post-modern it has always been there in religion, you know. When you look at people like Jesus Christ or he questioned the authority of the Judean temples of his time, and he didn't respectfully do leaders and all that. And I mean, other figures in Islam and in Christianity, I mean, I can think of Martin Luther, I can think of who's that, Ali, or I can think of Abu. All these people question authority, and in fact, they were not liked for questioning religious authority, they were hated. So, I mean, I think that's the thing that we need to understand, that questioning of authority has a social context and it's not always safe. And for the context of Singapore, I think what we need to address is the question of the Citizen Act. Can we have a social context in which we can clearly question each other's understandings and each other's beliefs in this thing hanging over us, especially when it is not always applied so consistently. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. We have two questions. I can answer the first one on the issue of developing vast confidence in dealing with some of the difficult issues.
I believe that was an observation that there was a robust confidence in faith here. But what really is that a question?
Well, probably your assessment whether there is such robust confidence that you observe, or if not, probably how to develop that.
You know what, I agree with Prafun. The one who shouts loudly may not be as confident as he or she appears to be. And I think we get robust confidence when you go through a time of heart searching and doubt, and when you question your own faith. But if you do come to some conclusions or some clear convictions, you should not be judged. Okay, because I know right now the climate is, if anyone says this is what I really believe in and I fix my life on this as an anchor, I'm afraid if I was to say that I put my trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, I'm afraid I point a finger at me as I'm a fundamentalist. But I want you to know that when I make that testimony, I bear witness to this, it comes from many years of heart searching and doubting my own faith and struggling with it. And I have my faith not in a fundamentalist sort of way, but there is that element of firm conviction. And you are right, it does influence my understanding of moral judgment. Just as faith influences action and our knowledge of what action should be, I believe there is a connection. That when faith is strong, we also hold what we believe to be divine revelation about right and wrong.
Would like to respond?
But I just add, I think the point that was raised by the questioner also illustrates areas of possible cooperation between various gay communities. Although our beliefs are quite distinct, but in certain areas of the definition of marriage, for example, men and women and so on, there are a lot of areas of cooperation that can be done. And I think this religious cooperation is actually facilitated by this postmodern environment that we are in. I mean, I'm very glad to see that in most of the papers that were presented, there was no large-scale demonization of the postmodern movement, because as I think Dr. Poon has already pointed out, it has both its positive and negative points. And the two positive points are that the postmodern environment challenges the modern assumptions that religion should be relegated to the margins, especially in a country like Singapore. Something recorded. And religion has no place. It's a moral issue. It's a faith issue, and it has not much place in the public square, for example. I think these barriers are falling down with the collapse of modernity, and the distinction between religion, politics, sociology, economics is slowly being eroded, which I think is a good sign, and then you have a greater voice in society. But the second benefit of post-modernity is that it allows religions to cooperate without really having to engage in troublesome metaphysics. So, are we the same religion? Are we all worshiping the same God? We don't have to agree with it. Post-modernity is pragmatic. Let's cooperate if you agree on marriage. yes, we can leave aside issues of metaphysics and so on, and that really opens the door, I think, greater cooperation.